Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the eSports Report Daily Update. I'm your host, Chris Puckett, and today we have a pretty awesome show. We're talking about, of course, the next major Call of Duty tournament. That's going to be the MLG Call of Duty League Season 1 playoffs. That's going down at PAX next weekend, April 11th through the 13th. Now, already, I've announced 3 casters. I'll be there with my boy, Revan, and a very special guest, Nadeshot. And we just have been teasing it since yesterday. We have a 4th now officially confirmed. I've asked you guys online saying that there'd be a t-shirt on the line for a winner. Unfortunately, the people in the merch department tell me it has to be someone from the United States. We did have one winner, Nova Chili, but he is not in the U.S. So I'll be climbing through all of my Twitter feeds, see if anyone else answered this player. It's Clayster, and let's bring him on. Clay, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing, Puckett?
I'm amazing, of course. If you guys don't know who this guy to my left is, he is one of the best Call of Duty players of all time. Now playing with Optic Gaming, the team that finished 3rd place at the Call of Duty Championships. Clay, you've done a little bit of casting with me in the booth, I believe, at PAX last year, but it was only for a map or two. Now you're going to be casting the entire event with us. What are your thoughts coming into the weekend?
I'm really excited to, try my hand at casting. Obviously I'm still a full-time player, but with the opportunity I have presented that you guys presented to me over at MLG, I'm more than happy to take my skills to the booth and, drop some knowledge bombs on everybody.
I know the Green Wall is going to be extremely excited about this one, and of course, everyone wants to know, do you think you and Nadeshot could pull off the cast by yourselves if Revan and I just sit out?
Oh, I definitely think me and Nadeshot could pull it off together. If you hear some of the conversations we have up at the Optic House, I'm sure it will be filled with funny banter, some wittiness here and there. But, of course, mine and Nadeshot's game knowledge is pretty high up there, so I think we'll be able to share some insight with everybody watching the stream.
Now, one of my favorite part of Call of Duty events, especially some of the stuff we were able to do at PAX, is the All-Star game. Now, we've had All-Star games where we have celebrities like Dwight Howard, Dewan Blair, and all the other guys that were at the event last time in Anaheim with Des Bryant and I. But this time, it's going to be all about the pro players, much like we saw at Columbus. And we've split up our 24 players that are competing in the event into 2 teams. Now, I was talking to Nadeshot about this through some DMs, and we came up with the idea that Revan and I are going to set a roster, and you and Nade are going to set rosters. There's going to be 7 game modes, and we're going to pick the players in those starting lineups. Let's take a look at how this all-star format is going to work. As I mentioned, there will be 7 games. We've reached out to all of the captains to eliminate which 4 games from the best of 11 will not be there. So all 24 players that are competing in the tournament will play in at least 2 games. However, the fans will be able to vote and pick which players will play a 3rd game in that final game 7. Now, 2 players from each squad will be split onto each team. So we have Team 1, which is Revan and I, versus Team 2, which is Clay and Nadeshot. Team 1 rosters, of course, we will set those lineups. You guys will set Team 2. And the fans will choose by voting in who they want to see as the official starters in this tournament. We're going to put that up on MLG.TV/All-Star. So voting is now open. Clay, let's take a look at our teams. On Team 1, this is my squad. I know you're a little bit jealous of this lineup. I got Proofy and Classic from FaZe, TP the OBJ Mastermind with Crim 6 from Complexity. Mud Dog is going to be the 4th for LV. He'll be playing with Parasite on my squad. I got Censor and Dito from SB, Goonjar and Theory from TK, and Rambo and Study from Envious. Out of that lineup, do you think there's any player that you'd be afraid if I play them first round?
Oh, maybe 1 or 2. Maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, there's some Complexity guys on that lineup. Lots of big hitters, but let's take a look at your squad. Now, I was a little bit jealous when we made this, but I told John Nelson, do it completely randomly. I don't want to handpick these guys. So your lineup, you get Replays and JCap from FaZe, Karma and Aches, the slaying duo from Complexity, Miracles and Ricky from Las Vegas, Apathy and Saints from Strictly Business, Sharp and Formal of TK, and Nameless and Merc from Envious. Nameless, of course, everyone calling him to be arguably the MVP of CoD Championships. Do you think I have a stronger team, or do you think you have a stronger team coming into this one?
Oh, I think Team 2 is by far the better squad. We got at least the better halves of most of the teams here. We have some of the best Slayers in the game. You look at it on paper, we got Aches and Karma, we got Saints and Apathy, Formal, Nameless, and Merc. Oh, you guys are going down.
Oh my goodness. So Rev and I are going to have our work cut out for us. I don't think my team is weak by any means, but I was kind of jealous you got Aches and Karma, and then I realized I have TP and Crim 6, so I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So we're going to be setting these lineups, and I think we'll be talking with Turtle Beach to secure some swag for the fans. If you guys are out there voting for Team 1 or Team 2, we'll be awarding some random winners. But let's take a look at the rules. Now, you cannot play with a teammate, so TP and Crim 6 cannot play with each other during this event. We have to mix it up as the managers. Each player must play in at least 2, and the fans will vote the starters that will play in 3 games. Out of our list here, I'm looking at my lineup, and I'm expecting the fans to maybe pick Proofy. I think he'll be a shoo-in. I think Crim 6 and TP should be shoo-ins. The 4th is what I'm wondering. Who will they pick here? Is it going to be Rambo? Is it going to be someone like Parasite? Or Dido even, maybe Goonjar Theory, a lot of options here. Who do you think will be your 4 starters, knowing that the fans are going to be choosing?
Oh, well, if it's going by the fans, obviously you're going to have JCap in there. JCap's a big fan favorite. I'd put in Nameless or Merc. Either two of those MV guys have a lot of the fandom in the community. Ricky's also one of those big guys that everybody seems to like. And then I think Apathy as well. You know, he's one of the people in SB that is not one of the more hated ones on the team, and people seem to like who he is and what he's about. So I think those 4 are going to be the most community-driven starters.
It's going to be pretty good. I'm excited for this. The All-Star games are always epic, and I'm sure our casting will not be nearly as serious as you'll hear the rest of the tournament. But speaking of the rest of the tournament, all of these players that we just mentioned are going to be competing for $15,000. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, Clay, so I can have MLG officially announce that you're on the show now, and then I want to get your predictions of what's going to go down in the bracket. Stay tuned, everyone.